Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Tai Chi For You. You can see we're in this nice Zen garden here. Anybody has ever visited one, or you don't even know what one is? It's a place to relax, to meditate, and we want to think about what Tai Chi is. And there's lots of different. You could ask 10 people, you'll get 10 different answers. But what we try to teach and show here is the idea that Tai Chi, we're focusing on more of the balance and the meditation. And Tai Chi, it's a low impact, so it's not putting strain on the joints and the muscles as much as other exercises that are out there, which are fine. We just want people to, again, have a choice. See what works for you. If you notice that we incorporate Qigong with our Tai Chi lessons as well. And Qigong is been around a long time, and its roots are based in the traditional Chinese medicine, meaning um, the different medicine breathing. Movement is medication. So the Tai Chi incorporates that idea of that stretching, that breathing, of meditating. So there's a lot out there. There's just you could get on the internet and, like I say, there's a lot out there. But even locally, you'll find different places that you could go within 45-minute drive. Worcester has a few if you want to go into Worcester, Providence, the larger cities. But there's other places, other senior centers, there's other studios or dojos, places that offer the karate and the um, other martial arts, and they might offer some sort of a meditation or a Tai Chi or a different style of Tai Chi that has a more martial art application to it. So the weather's getting good. Get out there, take a drive, or just, you know, scroll on your phone, find some other places, or find. We're looking actually this if we could do Tai Chi, if we could find a place just like this and do our Tai Chi. And we do have some nice places. I got to get in contact, and we'd like to go out to Pout Pond again this year, right in Uxbridge. And there's also some other things in the works that we're going to, and also some private events that I'm doing that people have. They have their backyards that they just want to have some friends over, or their family, and just learn some basics. That depending on what they're looking for, and some of them might become students and come to different classes or whatever. It's just expanding your knowledge. Always be learning. Always be a student. There's no way that you know everything about it. We talk about the different moves and learning it, learning the basic of it, but then going deeper and start to feel internally what's happening with the organs and the tissues, and you start to feel the chi or the energy moving inside you. So when we think about another benefit of Tai Chi, there's uh, there's no special equipment, no special uniforms. You could do it by yourself. You could do it with a group. You could do it outdoors or indoors as well. So the idea is that um, the Northbridge Senior Center, that it is a Monday class. I know some people can't make a Monday at 11, but it's a great opportunity. I try to bring some of the class activities that we do to the show each week. so you get an idea of what to expect. And I always say it's, beginners are welcome, brand new people. We've had quite a few that come in that their doctor recommend they find a Tai Chi class to help them with either their um, arthritis, their balance issues, different things that has been proven. University studies. I bring in that book all the time, the Harvard Medical School. Uh, there's other, there's other documents that you could find out there. But what I want to talk a little bit about today is when we have class, maybe every few months, we sort of set up a roundtable discussion, and I'll do a printout. And what I'll do is I'll pick a few of um, the moves just to so we can all sit around and verbally um, discuss it and draw ideas from each other. So if you can see the first one, we talk about, and again, we're talking about the Yang style Tai Chi. And Yang is the family name, and the 24 form is the 24 moves or steps. There is a 38, there is a 108 form. So we don't want to get overwhelmed. This is the most popular. This is the one you see. Uh, Again, the opening ceremony of the Beijing Olympics was a Yang style 24 form done by 1,000 people. So that's, again, you can't get better advertising than the Olympics. So it did boost the awareness. People seem to understand, or when I say I teach a Tai Chi class, or have you ever done Tai Chi, then it's it's coming up where people know a little bit about it and they want to know more. The ones that do want to know more, that's awesome. Um, that's one thing I enjoy teaching. I enjoy talking about it. So um, anytime anybody wants to talk about Tai Chi, call me. But the first move of that move is called the mountain, and we all get this list, and you're able to again write with your own words. So the first thing, and this is just sort of a checklist, and we talk about the five bows. And this isn't a test. This is for you to take home and put on your refrigerator. So the five bows, remember we talk about what the bow is, that open area under the arm. One, two, three, four, where the knees are slightly bent. That fifth bow is that elongated spine. So however you want to remember um, the five bows, the arms, the knees, and the spine. Then we talk about the breath, and we think about breathing. I did take a class this past week somewhere else in other studios, and it was a very good class. I told him I was going to be borrowing some of his uh, teaching style, and that's the best form. Flattery is the best form of oh, how's that saying go? Anyway, uh, but the idea of the breathing, where we talk about putting our hands upper and lower, and when we breathe in, we tend to do shallow breathing, just upper. We want to incorporate that lower, that um, that diaphragm muscle drops down or pulls down and opens up the lungs. So there's that constant transfer of the stale air, that the air that's deep in there. You want to get that out with a deep breath out. Breath in, you're pulling in that fresh air, and again, with that transfer of oxygen into the body. And then when we talk about grounding or grounded, that is an opportunity right there to go more internally. Remember, Tai Chi is an internal martial art, is one of the definitions of it. So you ground yourself, and it can be done in different ways, but the basic idea is when you're standing, or you could be in a seated in a chair, whatever your situation is, but you want to feel that connection with the bottom of the foot. There is a acupressure point or energy point called the bubbling well, and it's just on the pad of the foot, like 60% in the front, not back towards the heel, right there. And that's what you visualize. That's where the energy transfers, comes in and goes out into the earth, fills your body, circulates, bubbling like a bubbling well. And the other way we ground, and this one, again, I borrowed from another one of my teachers, the idea of that, the index finger, that sort of flick, that idea of pointing and connecting into that earth chi, that earth energy, and visualize. You can also visualize the palm of the hand has roots that are grounding in, connecting to the earth, or you're holding on to that cane or um, table, something sort of waist high that you're going to be nice and steady on. So let me just set this to the side. And for the class this week, we are going to have this paper. So when we begin a class, we'd like to sort of just honor ourselves. And this is where that slight little bow, and again, you're bowing to be open, so when you step into the class, you're leaving everything behind, the day's worries or your fears, things like that. You're stepping in, having an open mind to absorb and take what you can out of the class. You're not going to remember everything. I do sometimes these little workshop seminars where a business will hire me to come in, where they're sitting there all day in the meeting or midday, and then we'll get them up and we'll get moving. We'll do some Tai Chi and show them some moves, get the blood flowing, things like that. And how can you retain everything that you've heard for the last 4 hours? So you really can't. You're going to write down things and remember some things, and that's the whole idea. Pick something out of each class. If you can remember most of it, that's great. But if you can just take away the one thing, and that's probably what you needed the most. And for example, if all you can remember in class is that little warm up that we do, that's side to side, and we incorporate the breath. We talk about the breathing, just like that, just loosening up. It's a warming up. Visualize you're in water and you're just sort of playing with the waves a little bit. You could do it like that if you want. You could just, when you're practicing on your own, make up your own form. Just do some moves that are opening up the joints. You could do some wrist rolls, things like this. And these are moves that I've picked up from other students, other instructors that they do, where they get them. One person was a musician and the piano, so they do their finger exercises, and I thought that was a great way to sort of loosen up for our Tai Chi class. So again, you get these ideas and you make it your own. Just with anything in life, you want to just take in people's advice and maybe go exactly like that. It could be great advice, or it might work. Whatever. So you're going to just pick and choose, but whatever you decide to do for exercise, remember, just movement, and you want to be careful. You don't want to Again, overexert. That's the other great thing about Tai Chi. That saying of no pain, no gain. It's not in, well, it's not in my Tai Chi classes. The martial art application, you might, um, go again. When you're defending yourself, or you do have to throw a punch. There is, more involvement there, or risk maybe of an injury. But so far, we've had 10 years, nobody's had an injury with me. So let's get back to what we're going to be going over this Monday in class with the round robin table, that paper that I brought up. So we're going to go over what's called the mountain pose. And when we talk about it, those are just some of the basics on the paper. But the idea is there's going to be enough space on there where you write in as we are all talking about it and discussing it. The idea of the feet, the idea of the energy, the connection. There has to be some connection either with the heel, or they can be straight, tight together, if whatever you'd like. So as long as there's some connection like that, or brought in, and they're connected tight like that. The other idea is the weight is going to be that 60-40 principle. So the weight is going to be more towards the front of the foot versus the heel. The heel, you're not as balanced. You want to be slightly forward, but maintaining that 5 bows. So see how the knees are slightly bent? They're not over the front of the foot. So the knees are slightly bent, the back is straight and elongated. Arms are out the side with the elbows just up just a little bit. And there's that weight slightly forward. We talked about that connecting, that grounding. So all this is happening at once, which again could be overwhelming. But when you see everything you have to do on the paper, a lot of it just falls right in. A, B, C, D, all the way down. You can get everything you need to be in that mountain position. So we start out first in that mountain position, and let's talk about the breath. We want to have that deep breathing. Tuck the chin in just a little bit. That not only helps with elongating that spine, but it's a reminder of the controlled breathing. That breath in, exhale. And another thing I got from someone is the sort of tight lips, like you were, trumpet player or something. You want to kind of force that air out. And then the full breath in. You can do it through the nose if you can, and out through the mouth, pushing it through the lips. And this helps with the lungs. You want to build more capacity. You want to have, it was a swimmer that had that idea that they use in their practice, just a breathing exercise, nothing to do with Tai Chi. He had the swimming, but he was able to get some ideas of Tai Chi, and he's like, yeah, that's kind of how I think about things when I'm, preparing myself. He, goes through a checklist. He grounds, he connects. He has that inner physical body, obviously for swimming, and then that internal, that energetic body that he taps into to, again, keep him focused, keep him energized that way as well, without even knowing that, again, it's that traditional Chinese medicine, that ancient art form of how they understood how energy flows in through the body. So we're in our mountain pose. And again, it's a little bit different than how we were taught with, military, stand at attention, which is, great for certain things. But for Tai Chi, we're more Nice and relaxed. Your hands are, again, connected, but maybe they visualize you resting them on that table, right? Like that. Very good. And then the next move that we're going to be going into, which everybody's really good at, is that horse stance. And that's where the right foot's the heavy foot, so we can step out with the left and get back into our 50-50 position as we're riding a horse. We're still incorporating the 5 bows, so we're not, again, straight up, step, guard. We're not doing that. We're not. And see how I naturally took a breath and held my breath and stood straight up. I'm gonna start a mountain again, calm, grounded. My weight's right. My on the ball of the foot. So it's that nice, easy breath in, breath out, just like that. So all these moves that we do, and I think we've done this before where we break things down, but the idea of that weight shift, how we're shifting that weight, and not only with just the body weight, think about what that foot is doing. We want to have it as like a grasping in, and that shift, that weight comes up and that weight goes back down in. And if you stay down a little bit, you don't want to be locked knees and just kind of bounce back and forth. That might be all right for other situations, other exercises, other forms. But we're, again, dropping in, getting connected, and we're shifting that weight. This is the foundation. This is what you want to really take your time. You go fast at the beginning to maybe get that bounce feel, that feel of heavy foot, light foot going side to side. But once you have it, slow it down and just have a whole cycle of breath in, breath out, and get the flow so it's not a stop start. It ebbs and flows, and just naturally start moving the hands and just shift that weight and turn the body. And before you know it, this is the second part of the foundation or the basics, is what the arms are doing. The legs are shifting and turning. The arms are either going up and down or side to side as they're an up and down. So all these moves, they're very, it's relaxing, but again, it's a meditative form, and meditation has lots of definitions. The best one I saw was the idea of meditation. It's not what you think. And if I can ever find that bumper sticker again, that's one of the great ones, I think, anyway. So let's kind of finish up. We'll just do our Qigong, which is again, has its roots in the traditional Chinese medicine. So get into our mountain form. A lot of the moves are very similar with Tai Chi. There's our horse stance. There's our getting grounded and centered. Now just bring the arms up. Incorporate the breath. And if you can have the breath be as in sync with the moves, that's fine. Don't feel, if you need to take that breath in and breath out before the move's finished, that's you for now, but always try to be improving on the moves. But see how the breath should naturally come up And then expand out, release. And then as we gather the energy, we're gathering more air into the lungs, a nice breath in. And then send the air out, send that energy out. The gathering. So again, whatever Tai Chi is for you, whatever you want to work on for yourself, there is an aspect of Tai Chi, of certain moves that we could do to get you to the goal that you want. So until next week, hopefully I'll see some of you guys on Monday. I do have a class, a workshop in Rhode Island on April 26th. If you guys want more information, get a hold of me. That's going to be a great class. I've been doing that for a while now down there. And anytime you guys want to learn more about Tai Chi, give me a call. Take care.